Well, Happy New Year, geeks and freaks. Or sorry, Happy New Moon. Not Happy New Year, Happy New Moon. Or maybe both, you know, depending on your mindset today. But either way, it's Thursday. And Thursday means we do all the things of tarot. Tarot telling, tarot teaching. And if you're popping in now, you're finally making it for the telling part of the show. The whole idea is, if you give me consent to draw you a card, I will absolutely draw you a card. If I don't have consent, I might just start aggressively telling everybody's cards and readings, but you know, we don't want to get that weird with it. So help me out, throw down your name, let me know that you'd like a card, and we'll get you one for the show today. For the starting point, let's talk about wisdom. Wisdom, if you look at it from the Dungeons and Dragons perspective, wisdom is your ability to understand how things work. Intelligence is your ability to read things and absorb information, to have information transfer into your mind through other sources other than yourself. With wisdom, you are getting the information directly from your own experiences, from your own encounters, from your own happenings. And so the wisdom that you're receiving in these particular cases tends to be a little bit more, shall we say, genuine to you, truthful to you. Personal wisdom might be a key category that a lot of us have to consider. How did we come to the better truths and the better understandings, if not through our own mistakes and our own deeds? When you're willing to learn from yourself, that is when you are demonstrating the ability for wisdom. When you're willing to share your experiences with others, that too falls into the category of wisdom. For it's by learning with each other and learning through each other that we can actually get to a better way, a better lot, a better possibility of life. We all just have to be willing to work with one another though. If we're not willing to do the work, if we're not willing to do the effort, there never is any success or any growth or any greatness. So buckle up, dig in, get ready to do the work to earn the wisdom that you deserve. Because there's no escaping it. If you're living life, you are getting hit with wisdom. Hi, Cassie. How are you doing? Wonderful to see you. Can I draw you next? You okay with that? Do I get to pretend that I always have standing consent with you? And if anybody else would like a card, you just got to give me permission. You just got to give me consent. You just got to say that, yes, you go ahead. And I will draw you a card as well. I'm very happy to draw anybody a card on Thursdays, because Thursdays, it's for everybody. Is she gonna let me? Is she gonna let me? Is she gonna let me? I might do it anyway. Thought, the mind, the escape of the brain. I'll try to be really fast then. It's getting into the whole outline of how your system of thought works and how it structures. As you start to realize how your own opinions are changing and shifting your actions and choices in each day, you start to get to redirect your actions not by something physical, but by something mental. Working on this a lot myself, in the way that I talk to myself, the way that I engage myself. Active self-communication being a beautiful way to work with your own thoughts and work with your own expressions. But what if your thoughts are more visual? What if you are seeing the landscapes and the events play out? Well, then you have to learn to control the thoughts like you would learn to control lucid dreaming. And that way you can manifest that superpower over yourself to shape yourself and change yourself with your own mind. You've got a lot coming up for you that's supposed to release you to new heights, new growth, new potential. And it's mostly in your mind, my dear. It's about you using your thoughts to their maximum potential. It's all within you, and you're gonna kick ass and chew bubblegum when you finally sequence through it. No doubt is allowed in your thoughts. No skepticism that you will succeed. Don't sell yourself short. Always give yourself the best benefit of thought. Adore you, and I love that you support. Thank you so much. I hope you're kicking butt, chewing bubblegum. Reach out anytime. Reach out anytime. Always love chatting and catching up and seeing what's up. For your highest good, your highest potential, and because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. You do deserve it. We're going to go to another random card because we do not have another request in. So if you're just wandering in like Arjuk there was, maybe this card's for you. Who knows? Who knows? Three of Air. The Three of Air centers entirely on discovery and exploration. Thoughts and ideas being absorbed into you. Where do the thoughts come from though? Do they come from your own experiences, or do they come from the experiences of others? We notice that there's a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a light coming from the book. Illumination and understanding, comprehension. There's a trick with the Three of Swords in the Rider Way where you're dealing with emotional pains and you have to work through the emotional trauma to understand the deep knowledge that's behind it. In a similar way, we're seeing a person working through deep knowledge and having to find the light in an otherwise dark room. But we don't get that same emotional pain. We don't get that same emotional suffering. The individual, it's entirely about understanding who they and what they are. I do see this dragon seeing as more of a mist or as an ambience behind it, perhaps the hidden spirit, perhaps the hidden nature of itself. Be willing to go into the hidden places of yourself to find your true secrets and your true potential. You will never find yourself on the surface. You'll only find yourself deep underneath. I'm good today. Down the Hatch Studio in the house representing. Wonderful to see you. It's Free Card Thursday. We're just kind of ripping our way through. So if anybody wants a card, throw down name, give me some consent. We'll drop the next card for you. Rabbit, want a card? Always love to draw. You just got to give me permission so that I know I can do it. Keep thinking to myself, maybe I have to start just doing it and just going for it. Because, well, dang it, people come in, I could just call out their names and just shoot straight at it. Rabbit, you're coming up first, and then yeah, we'll get you on next second there. Take care, Cassie. I will definitely pass that along. I'm surprised she's not hiding under the table again. She was doing that earlier. Rabbit, going with the masculine, feminine balance. So this is a neat dynamic of fire energy. Fire itself is a masculine energy. It burns through and it consumes things, and it absolutely takes of one to add to itself in some other way. The feminine nature of fire comes in what fire radiates. It radiates light, it radiates heat, it radiates an improvement on the environment and on the space that is immediately around it. And so when we recognize the balancing of masculine fire and feminine fire, what we see now is the ability of like a working furnace or a train. It has the capacity to create a space and environment all entirely its own and transfer that space from point A to point B. It's about being able to collect all of your things, all of your qualities, all of your traits, and actively move them from one position to the next. Some might see it in the very literal pilgrimage from one side of the USA to the other, but you could also take it in the idea of adding new insights or life into new business ventures, or taking your skill set and applying it in a new trade, somewhere where you take your capacity and share it in new and powerful ways. Yeah, I'm a little skulled up too, but you know what? It's good for you. You recognizing the femininity in what you present to the world, I think, is an important thing for you, because it helps you to get that better sense of what you're really actually offering. Not everybody is a gentle caretaker, and your approach has always been far superior, I think, in getting results. You just got to realize that in yourself. Have fun, Rabbit. Enjoy. Kick ass with Chew Bubblegum. Next up for Down the Hatch, 10 of Cups, 10 of Water coming up for you. Family dynamics are usually where most people go to when it comes to the 10 of Water and 10 of maximum emotional energy, because the fixation often to people is the family. The family that we're born into versus the family that we choose sometimes are indistinguishable in the dynamic here. And so when I think biological family, I immediately feel like I'm getting screwed off to the side. And so it's not biological. I think it is work family, collective of people that you appreciate the time, appreciate the efforts, appreciate the flow. If this card's coming up for a single card draw, it's sometimes really important to make sure you're getting the depth of connection and the impact of the presence where possible, because something may be shifting, changing, or adapting so that access won't be there in the same way in the near future. It's time to make the impact, make the touch, connect, and make them know that you are fully and wholly thinking about them, considering them, hoping for the best for them, trying to offer them sort of a positive state and positive outlook, making sure that they're seen, acknowledged, recognized, feeling connected with, feeling embraced with, feeling divinely touched. Sometimes we forget that people around us need that little bit of a personal impact to really, really, really come to a full confidence in our time and space shared. And so just making sure that we do what we can to share those opportunities as much as we can. This is the time to dig in for it. Go seek and find good things out of it. Go make sure they know that they matter. They matter deeply to you, and that they're going to be a remembered impact regardless. The why behind that is always a question to me, but I'm just going to run along. Absolutely, I can bet. And it just feels like the family's having a ruffled time, not necessarily in the happiest of ways, not necessarily in the happiest of states. And that's what occurs sometimes. There's always periods of highs and lows and shifts and rolls. And we just got to be willing as a people to work with each other as we're going through it. Good. At least they know where to find that support. Where to find the support, where to find the care. We'll see who pops into the show next, and we'll try to apply them for a card. In the meanwhile, let's talk about the Father card. The energy of the Father centering in on nurturing capacity, but from a different angle. A lot of people, Father gets the quick connotation to king, emperor, authority, the one that lays down the rules and establishes what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. But I think we forget quite quickly and quite deeply that while the Father might be the provider of a lot of things and a lot of energy, the rules have to supersede even the Father. Even the King falls under some kind of rule, some kind of structure, some kind of understanding. The Father has to help the child understand those rules that are greater than both of them. That is the true Father intention, the true guidance that is supposed to come. To prepare the child not for life under your kingdom, but life in the kingdom of everybody. Life in the shared reality. Most fathers are overly protective. They would much rather have the shield around you than necessarily be letting you loose into the wilds. Take care. Have fun. Good luck. Enjoy the East Coast. I hope that the weather's nice. I don't know. I keep seeing these winter storms going barreling through, and so I hope you guys are doing okay over there. Whitney, want a card? It is open card request, by the way. If you give me consent, you guys can get a free card. So by all means, let me know. You want a card? You want a card? You just got to tell me, and I will give you a card. Father has to prepare the child to make sure that they're ready for the world at large, and not just the world that the Father lives in. And so if the Father can help the child to become worldly, connected with the larger picture, the larger perspective, then that is a successful Father. Not all can manage this, though. For them, it can be a challenge to get past their own egos and into seeing their child as something of the greater world. And that's the trick that we all have to learn as good fathers and good men. Ferdilira, would you by chance want a card while you're hanging out in here? Or Kukum said, you're always welcome to grab a card too. It is free cards on Thursdays. So you want one, you just got to ask, give me consent, give me permission, and the card is yours. In the meanwhile, let's draw up another one. King of Water. The King cards in the tarot deck, they are a translation of expressions of the different energies to different forms. So Kings are the masculine pinnacle of water emotion, fire willpower, earth structure, finance, business, society, air, communication, expression, knowledge, insights. With the emotional King, what we want to see is the capacity to communicate on people's level. It's not about talking their emotions against them or using their emotions as a tool or as a weapon, but rather about helping people to explore their emotions in healthy and kind ways. Hi, Glambo. If you want a card, it's free cards today. Feel free to request. So a king of water understands that they have feelings, the person across from them has feelings, and sometimes these feelings are going to come out. When they come out, it's best that they're addressed in healthy ways, positive ways, ways that affirm that the person is seen, heard, and respected, that the person is acknowledged as a strong and healthy individual that's just going through their own developments and their own changes. When the masculine can allow that kind of communication, it can push emotions with another person. Rather than on them, rather than against them, it pushes with them. And together the conversation centers on understanding and loving and embracing the shared balance that can exist there between the two. It's a tricky talent, and unfortunately it's not something a lot of men are really helped to develop in themselves, because it requires you to see the people across from you as just as authentic and genuine and as important as you are. And males unfortunately get sort of the you're special kind of treatment for too long in their life. It makes it so it's hard to kind of get past that barrier and get into the absolute healing of it. So take your time, be patient in the learning and growing, and good things can come as a result. Absolutely, Klembo. Let's get you one here for Klembo. Klembo, yours is coming up with the 9 of Cups, or 9 of Water. I always get mixed responses from other people when it comes to this card. Thanks so much for requesting one too, by the way. Super, super appreciate you. The surroundings of this poor woman are dark. It's dark, it's absent, there's no signs of anything that's within it. And so I don't know truly what environment the individual is in. But I do know that the eyes are on the prize. The eyes are on focus of what light and joy and possibility there does exist. Sometimes, and I find this happens a lot with Scorpio energy, but sometimes people get to a deep depth of themselves and their emotions and their feelings that they just can't quite fully embrace and understand what's happening around them anymore. They just know that they're here and they're stuck and they want to get somewhere else. They want to move somewhere forward. They want to improve and become a more positive feeling around them. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, but a journey upward towards the light, you lifting out of pressure and out of darkness and out of difficulty. That's always been my main take whenever I see this card coming up. You don't have to stay in uncomfortable positions and accept them simply because somebody tells you you belong under pressure. We have to realize that each of us deserves good quality time and rest in between times of exertion. Keep watching Star Trek right now, and there's a part where they start going in about going for shore leave, and 9 times out of 10 it's the doctor looking at the captain saying, when's the last time you took a break? When's the last time you accepted that you need to step away from your responsibilities and just focus on loving yourself, appreciating yourself, and doing what you enjoy, what fills your cup? My only strong argument against this one that I've ever received that I will also mention, it was agreement on yes, the pressure, yes, the difficulty. But before swimming into a light, sometimes it's good to know what exactly that light is offering. So yes, make an act, move, proceed and go somewhere, increase and change your circumstance. But if the light that is shining is actually the light of an anglerfish or a predator, you need to make sure you don't put yourself at risk. So don't rush into these things. Allow them to flow naturally, carefully, cautiously. If it's allowed regular flow and regular status, it just moves in with the ocean of your feelings and becomes the natural state of you. And that's all it's got to be. That's the direction. Good luck, Klembo. I hope it works well for you. And I hope that I don't think it's a predator. Personally, I don't ever see this one as one that's moving you towards danger. But I do understand sometimes we ourselves can be nervous as we're moving into new things and new possibilities. So take your time. There is no rush. Life is at your comfort, nobody else's. Hi, Gibson. You want a card? I just need consent and I'll draw you a card. I don't draw for, I don't invade without consent. Let's put it that way. But we got a wide open docket right now, so you're here just in time if you want one. Very welcome, Clembo. Enjoy the new state, enjoy the new flow. 9 is a procession into 10. It's a realization of what you should be receiving and what you should be embracing. So I would love to see you embrace and get the best things. Hi, Lisa. Lisa with the Gemini symbol. By chance, do you want a card? You throw me consent, I'll throw you a card, but I always got to get that consent. Melissa, Earthly Angel Heal. Interesting. Interesting. I always love when I get these weird suggestions of who to host with. All right, Lisa, let's get you in here. Lisa coming up with the Queen of Air. I hate to say it, but the Queen of Air is my favorite card no matter what tarot deck I look at. I have yet to find a Queen of Air that I do not absolutely adore. In this particular deck, we have this lovely combination of different types of feathers and plumage upon the woman's face that aren't quite the same as the owl, but the owl being in a position of mantle, authority, or extension of the woman's will and the woman's capacity. What I usually say about the Queen of Swords is she's the kind of girl that shakes her hand at you. The Italian grandmother that's going, what's the matter with you? The Ukrainian grandmother going, you too skinny, eat, eat. They are blunt and to the point and to the honest truth of the matter. There's no time to be wishy-washy and wobbling around what could be. I see what it is, and we're going to address what it is. Just like how the owl has clear sight and clear perspective on all things around it, so you have a clear perception on some occurrence, situation, or happening, and it's time to deal with the honest truth of it all. So be fully honest, be fully upfront. If a person's being an idiot and they need to be told that they're being an idiot, this is the permission card to go tell them that they're being an idiot. As much fun as that is for some people. It's on others, they need that consent, that a reminder that they can tell truth to other people and not be punished for it. It's your truth, your perspective, your knowledge, your insight has allowed you to see this for exactly what it is. So why would you hold that back? Like the owl knowing exactly where its prey is before it moves in for the strike, you see exactly what needs to be done, and it's best that you just follow through and communicate it. You do that, you engage that, you focus that, and your capacity to move somebody else and something else so that your existence gets better, tenfold, doubles, triples, quadruples, and then becomes this abundance around you. People often get stuck in holding back their own language, holding back their own tongue, holding back their own expression. You don't have to do that anymore, Lisa. You get to tell them exactly what for. Like a smack upside the head of truth, you're going to be the honest expression that brings the insight and wisdom right to their doorstep. May feel a little bit combative for a reason, and I think it's because somebody's been really dumb for a really long time. And there's nothing better than telling somebody the truth. Take the opportunity to do so. And make sure that it's done in a way that that truth helps them to get past whatever doubt, skepticism, or what's the word I'm looking for? Where you cover your own eyes and stick your head in the sand. Ignorance. Yeah. Break their ignorance with your truth. Because that's exactly what the vibe feels that needs to be done at this time. Good luck, Lisa. Vanessa, will I feel secure in my relationship? For context, are you in a relationship already and you're asking, will this current relationship feel secure, or are we talking more like general, always and forever? Hum and a hum. Okay, you are currently in one. Eight of Cups is a weirdo card. In the Rider way, we're talking quite often about imbalanced situations, 5 cups stacked against 3. This image doesn't give me the same vibe per se. It gives me a slight, it's a question of confidence and placement. It's a question of what are you here for, and what is the long-term focus and the long-term design? What are we really feeling here? Your current securities, I do not believe that they are all related to your current situation. I think your current situation... why am I being tricked through this? I hate it when spirit gets chatty. Let's try this again. your current situation and its current level. And I have to break down your current partnership because it seems like there's been ups, downs, lows, middles. It's like the high school couple that got together for three years, then broke up for a couple months, then got back together for a year, and then broke up for 6 months, and then they're back together again for another couple years. And we can't escape each other's orbit, we can't escape each other's gravity, we can't escape each other's energy. So the current has the magnetism attached to it. But either because of, I think it's both, the current energies, past actions, and previous relationships or connections with others that are not the current person, there is an inherent distrust of the intentions and behavior of the people that you are romantically entangling and attracting towards. And part of you is wondering whether the energy is specifically yourself. Part of you is wondering if it's them. And it's hard to get the finger right on the nose. There's two reasons for that. One, using your intuition for your own love life is almost impossible. It's not totally impossible, but it's almost impossible. Because your own bias, your own emotions, your own feelings are always going to get up and in the way. On the other side of it, there is something amiss, and you know something's wrong, you know something's out of shape, and you just can't figure out what exactly it is. So the what it is what you need to find and address. And that's what's going to create stability and security. The what it is ties to your fears, your doubts, your questions. You could say possibly traumas or events of the past that have left sort of a harshness, a sense of thickened skin that doesn't connect the same way. Edginess would be another word for it. And this isn't uncommon, but we don't ever stop to acknowledge it for what it is and how it is. We don't ever stop and go, that's my own scar tissue getting in the way of my positivity that could be over here. You can't get yourself wrapped into the idea that there's going to be better elsewhere until you know that you're good with yourself. If you put the energy, if you put the intention into healing that, sometimes it means professional outside assistance. Sometimes it just means talking to yourself in a better way. You can't be your own worst critic. You can't be attacking yourself. You can't be punishing yourself. And so start with doing away any negativity that exists towards yourself. Acknowledge that the experience has made you who you are in the current situation. And the current situation doesn't demand or force you to live a certain future. It's just the current moment. It's just the here and now. Time is weird. I don't know if this is specifically just a tough upbringing thing or if it is otherwise related, but time doesn't exist sometimes when you've gone through really, really harsh moments. I love that question. I think yes, you can. Because it's just like the next card that was randomly coming for all of us anyway was faith. And I love that it's giving me faith to talk and help to address this. Hi, Mina, if you want a card, throw in a request because it's open doc coming up after this chat. Faith in yourself. Faith in your capacity to heal, to become better, to become stronger, to become more than you are today. Faith that your tomorrow will be different than today. I know that every day the sun will rise, and it will rise in the east and set in the west because, damn it, it's done that for every single day of my 40-year existence. I also have faith that I can get up every day and choose what I do. If I choose to do good, if I choose to do well, if I choose to do positive, then I will heal, I will improve, everything around me gets better. And so the good future with your partner, it can come, but you got to look at yourself and your own feelings and your own reactions to things and think, why do I react this way? The best example, and it's a tough one, is the flinch. I have dated numerous girls that if I lift my arms too fast, they flinch. Now, younger me didn't have a clue and would take it personally. Slightly middler me would acknowledge that, oh crap, this has been some issue, this has been some trauma, this has been a danger for this person. I'm so sorry. The elder me just simply doesn't move as fast. If I just don't jerk, then nobody flinches. It comes to the level of self-control, self-response, and self-awareness. And that's going to be the trick, Vanessa. Develop that with faith that you will have a better day tomorrow every day, and you'll eventually get it working in the right way and working in the right order. I wish you all the luck, Vanessa. Trust that it is in the future, if you put in that faith to yourself that you can make your future exactly that. Mina, let's get a card for you. No, where's Vanessa? Mina. Boop. Okay. The Mother. Been talking a lot about the masculines and the feminines today, and the feminine to me is all about space. It's about environment. It's about holding the right space and the right environment and the right flow in everything that's happening around you. When you hold the space, you decide and dictate the feeling within it. And that is the superpower of the feminine. It dictates the quality of the air in that space. It also dictates the boundaries of that space. If something is going to be added into the space, it has to get past the mother's consent. There is a big side topic that we can get into, but we're not going to touch on that at this time. The point is more that any violation of that boundary is a crime against life itself. The feminine is sacred space. For you, two ways that you could take this card, and that's what I hate about one draws. It could represent the need for that space holder in your life, somebody that provides that environment, provides that security. I've had numerous times where it's been me dating the hostess, and every day it is somebody coming over to smoke a J, have a beer, watch a show. There's a constant circle of movement because the person creates a space where people can come, unwind, and feel natural. See the space constantly with certain feminine type energies providing that security. And that's a blessing and a half. Sometimes we just need to find those safe places, those individuals that make us feel okay without having to do anything besides sitting on the same couch. They provide the environment. Other times it's ourselves and needing to look at what we're doing with boundaries and the spacing of our environment. Is our environment actually under our control, or is it shared? Is it nurturing us? Is it taking care of us? I like to look at the home a lot as a temple that represents you. So your bedroom becomes the place of your personal service, personal worship, and best rest. The bathroom becomes a place of beautification, maintenance, health, and routine. The kitchen, about filling your stomach and filling your mind and filling your soul. And when you work these energies into each location, the house starts to represent you and what works for you and what benefits you and what helps you. Looking at your entire environment and breaking down that flow of that entire environment then gives you the sense of control over your space, control over your field, and once somebody comes to challenge it, you're not going to accept their challenge because your space is yours now. You've filled it with the thing that makes you, you. Developing that flow. If it's that you need the support and the nurturing, find the person that provides that environment. If you're feeling confident, but just needing a little bit more, je ne sais pas, ambience, a little bit more like you're the center star of the show, then put the focus not on finding the person, but on making that vibration in your own house. Making your own space a nurturing space for yourself. A powerful space for you to grow within, develop within, and harness the better interest of yourself through. Good luck, Mina. Mother energy, mother power is really, really potent in making sure that you become better for yourself. So just trigger in that. It is open deck, so if anybody wants a card, all I need is consent and I'll draw a card for you because, well, especially when talking with the mother in front of us, consent is the most important thing. I don't want to draw people just randomly, so you throw me permission and I will draw you a card. You're very welcome, Mina. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. Good things and good happy bits all in and around. While watching for a request, let's talk about Essential. The 12th of the Earth cards, or the 2nd of the Court cards for Earth energy. If I'm not mistaken, it's a type of dog or spiritual dog. I did a Google of this at some point, but man, my memory's foggy most days. Loyalty, commitment, steadfastness, but also the hunter approach. The setup of the individual is quite literally to pursue what they need to through the woods, through the forest, and through the realms, allowing them to actually embrace in a larger world and larger environment than just what they've known from their home, but rather in all the environments and spaces that they could potentially manifest themselves into and develop themselves towards. It's about finding yourself on the journey of exploration through devotion to others and helping them become better with your presence and better with your form. Yeah, Lunar, let's get you instead. I like that better. Random rants are boring. I like talking about people. Lunar. The Union. Understanding. I find it kind of funny that this is technically the 13th. This is technically the 13th major arcana in this deck, but they've redefined it as union. Union of what? Well, masculine and feminine, positive flow, negative flow. The understanding of your embracing of new life, new possibility. It's a lot of world energy transference through from the stage of coming together into the stage of fused, united, combined. Understanding union and connectivity. It varies from group to group and organization and structure to system. It really does depend on what's going to fit the participants or contributors of said union. You think the Federation, the Union of Planets, jetting around in Star Trek, making sure that everything is good and well within their realm. A union that helps to ensure safety, medication, technology, the proper abundance being provided so long as you can be a warp contributing member. And the rules are laid out by the collective. Sometimes it's more specific, the union of consciousness and subconsciousness. Sometimes we need our dark side to be playing nicely with our light side and needing to find a way to make sure that they're working together in good dynamics, good harmonics. Union, meant to bring a sense of fused satisfaction and allowing a person a journey into the better states, better evolutions, and better powers of themselves. Delightful energy, evolving energy. And as long as it's applied in an understanding that things work together, it's not domination. It doesn't say domination, it doesn't say control, it says union. So it has to work in and become a symbiosis of all participating energies. A symbiosis of the being into infinity of itself. Good luck, Lunar. Anybody? Draco. Hi, Draco. You want a card? It's open dock right now, and so if you want a card, all you gotta do is give me consent, and I will draw you a card. If there's anybody lurking out there that'd like to draw a card, you know, permissions, consents, and everything else, by all means, hit me up. We're here, ready to be of service. Been setting up some things for next week as well, too. The class project is going ahead. Meeting, I believe we're decided on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. We're going to be hosting a weekly class with a specialist operating out of Vancouver. And so $80 will get you for access for the month, or $25 for a week, which, if you ask me, that $80 is looking really, really, really slick on the days that has, on the months that have 5 weeks, but yeah, just me watching for a good special where possible. But reach out. get some information, because there's lots to be discussed, lots to be explored, and we're actually going to be asking you guys for what you think we should get into, what we should be talking about, what needs to be explored to help people really embrace their spiritual awakenings. Now, talking about spiritual awakenings, let's talk about Three of Fire. I do appreciate how close to the Rider-Waite this deck really comes out to be. The Three of Wands being about that journey, that pilgrimage, taking up your knapsack and making your way across the ways. And hopefully the ways that you're going, hopefully it's not going across burning sands. Hopefully it's somewhere nice, lots of shade, or at least an oasis at a regular interval. Nobody wants to see themselves put out on a quest without a possibility of good things. But what if the very nature of being in travel, being in journey, being in exploration is and of itself the blessing? Quite often people get fixated. I need my destination. I need to arrive. I need to be rich. I need to be famous. I need to look like Brad Pitt. All these fleeting, quick things that just really have no actual relevance or importance in life. But bam, they sure would make you feel good. Look like Brad Pitt, have all the ladies drooling all over you. Or have all the money so you can own all the Ferraris. Or, you know what, I'm going to buy the moon today. Why should I share it with anybody else? I can afford it. These elements of things that sound so special, but really expire almost as immediately as you do, doesn't really leave an impact beyond, well, whatever you got. Are we all just individuals? Are we all just in it for ourselves? The fact that we have paved roads, sewage systems, and generally running electricity between all the houses, I think usually tells us that no, this isn't a solitary game. This isn't a solo game. This is a cooperative. How do we get ourselves understanding the cooperative? By putting our efforts and our time into the cooperative. It's not about the destination. It's not about arriving at the big paycheck. It's about the people that you impact and the people that you serve and the people that you make a lifetime of memories with, journeying to that destination. It's about the company kept while on a road to nowhere. It's about the friends that you can find when you stop looking at the bottom of an empty bottle. It's about finding those places that help you to advance into the better nature of you, because you picked yourself up and you put yourself into it. You took yourself and you went there. As long as we can put emphasis on the fact that the journey changed you, it wasn't anything besides your journey that made all the difference. Apparently I just invited somebody to come co-host. Totally by mistake. I was just swiping that thing across. I guess that's how I get invited into it all the time. Definitely happens more than I'd like to admit. But it seems that they are not coming, so bwahahaha. Good to see you both, by the way. Hope you're enjoying the Thursday. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the pumps. I'm going to see if there's a few people here I can click on and try to drag in on this that might actually join. You're already here. I've tortured you already twice today. Man, I wish this share list would change more frequently. Malika, get in here. Let's try you. I don't remember your name. Hello. She never says hi anyway. Derek. Oh, I can send one to myself? Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that for the LOL. Sending invites to myself. For shame. For shame. That's like liking your own posts on Facebook. I think I should do that more often. What else we got going on here? That looks good. Hi, David. Do you want a card? Cards are free. Free every Thursday. All you got to do is give me permission. I'll draw you a card. And that's kind of half the chaos of it, right? We just want to give a card to everybody. But how the heck am I going to convince 10,000 people to come in through this little window here, you know? I could do 10,000. It might take me 2 or 3 hours, but I could do it. I just need them to show up. This really, really isn't like inviting demons to inhabit your poor body, you know? This is a lot more complicated, it seems. Making friends with demons, that's easy. Making friends with strangers on the internet, much more difficult. Much more complicated. At least you know when you're older than 14. God, I don't know why they ever let us 14-year-olds on the internet in the first place, to be honest. And even now I realize that we didn't learn anything from it. I can cause a shiver in an entire generation by just saying Nexopia. So if you're a survivor of the Nexopia crisis of the 2000s, come on in, hang out. You're in a safe place, I guarantee you. It's good vibes here. We'll look after you. We totally get that it was some nonsense that you've gone through. Let's help you get into something a little bit better. It's time to travel away from our Nexopia past and travel into a better future for all of us. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's kick butt and chew some bubblegum, guys. Lillian, hi there. By chance you want a card? Cards are free on Thursday. Horrible, horrible. I know. I know. Hi, Ribelina. Would you by chance be interested in a card? Cards are free on Thursdays. I don't know. We're just trying anything at this point. Ozzy! Ozzy, come get a card. There might even be one with a bat on it, so you know, it'll be right up your alleyway. Ozzy like some bats? No? Okay. Bye, Ozzy. Oh, let me guess. Ozzy Down Under, not Ozzy of the Sabbath. Okay. Okay. Nope. I get what I did wrong there. I get it. Wrong kind of glasses. Wrong shades. Come to think of it, where is Ozzy Osbourne from? Is he British? He's got the accent, so, you know, you can definitely tell it's from somewhere in the Commonwealth, but which one of us? Sure ain't Canada. We're weird. We're not quite Aussie weird. Not quite. Although, maybe one day I'll throw down a dramatic reading of the cremation of Sam McGee, but that's for another day. Hello, Eve. Lovely to meet you. By chance, would you like a card today? It's free cards on Thursdays, so if you're into it, I just need consent, because consent's kind of the important thing here. As my cat tries to eat my books behind me. We got you, Eve. Let's see what we got for Eve today. Eve, coming in with Queen of Earth. Queen of Earth is fun. Strong vibes. A lot of people misunderstand, I think, the Queen of Earth more than the rest, because Queen of Earth, you get stuck on that idea of trying to feed you, trying to caretake for you, but it's not in the same nurturing outpouring of affection that we see in, say, a Queen of Cups. The nurturing that you're getting, the feeding that you're getting, it is very much in that physical space and embodiment of what's happening around you. You got to be really, really present in the moment to look after others as a Queen of Earth. Now, I think you've got a hint of this, like being the mama bear for the rave group, or looking after all the friends when we're going out on traveling. You're the one that's going to be called to the responsibility and the caretaking of the situations at hand. And on the plus side, at least it's you. If it was certain other people, you know there would be problems, you know there would be stress, you know there would be disaster. And so at least this way we can see that, no, everything's going to be fine, I can keep it under my control. Others will have to be brought into that same fold, that same nurturing. And so when they start to become resistant, you assert the boundary. You're not a bunch of wild hens running loose. You are a pack a pack of gazelles bounding through for freedom, for victory. You are a pack of panthers hunting, securing what's important for the group. You are a team. And the team energy, the team love, the team vibration, that's what you most embody for these people that are around you. You are that sense of security, like a tall mountain that you know is always going to provide shade at exactly 2 p.m. every day. They know that they can rely on you. They know that they can depend on you. They know that you're there for them. Feel and instill in yourself the sense of confidence that should come with this. If you embrace this form of yourself, nothing can stop you. And anybody that tries to rob you of that throne, anybody that tries to steal that crown, they don't know what they're messing with. They're going to get the horns. Mess with the bull, you get the horns. It may not be necessarily you directly, but the people that protect you will protect you fiercely. Make sure they're aware of what's happening, of what's going on, so that you can call on them and have them there for you as needed. You don't have to do anything alone ever again, so long as you continue to push for that perfect balance of you holding the space and the people enjoying your space, protecting you and guiding you and supporting you through that shape. Like the energy, Eve. Really like the energy, to be honest. Subtext of integrity. Confidence in your form. Confidence in yourself. Making sure that you know that you have the right to stand up and be that thing. Be that beast. Be that hero. Be that changer. Because if you say in your space it's going to be a certain way, in your space, it becomes that way. No worries, Eve. Kick butt, chew bubblegum. You're going to do great. Open dock again. If anybody wants to request a card, consent is important, so I can't just draw for you just because you wandered in. So if you want a card, let me know. Let's get something for you and see what we can do to help you along your way today. In the meanwhile, yeah, I'll have fun talking about that. Let's talk about that. Desire. Desire is neat. Desire, the need for something. But is it a genuine need? Or is it a want? How do we know the difference between the things that we genuinely grow from and the things that we crave simply because they trigger something unseen or invisible within us? I think almost all of us have a slight hook for sugar. Refined sugar especially. Oh, delicious. It gets in my coffee. It gets in my baking. It gets in my sugary drinks. In everything, there's that little bit of sugar, and that sweetness makes life feel sweet. Is that sugar actually good for me though? Or is that sugar just added flavoring? Is it satisfying a desire rather than filling a need? Filling a need. Oh, here's another example. Rice. Rice is nice. But rice is genuinely more of a desire than it is a need. Rice is filling, but it's not necessarily packed with nutrients unless you do a lot of work to make it so. And it's generally sort of a quick and easy. It's more of a distraction from taking care of yourself and just something that you'll shove in yourself because, okay, now I feel better. The real need for filling the stomach, meats, vegetables, especially vegetables, a little bit of fish here and there, a diversity, an array of different things with different chemicals and different bits to fill the needs. The wants of our life are typically not that diverse. A person whose desires are related very much, and I can be cheesy and use the 7 deadly sins for this, but if you've got the sin of lust, you desire attention, you desire connectivity, the things that are going to fill that are only going to be pushing back towards satisfying that lust. If you have wrath, your desires are going to be about power over others, punishment, judgment, vengeance. It's very narrow and only feeds you for a moment based upon moments that have happened. they're not as substantial, things that are of desire. They're not as long-lasting, long-reaching, or encompassing of many categories or many forms. The nature of a desire is that it is a singular focus for immediate gratification, not even satisfaction, but gratification. When we can divide out our desires, treat them as luxuries, opportunities to enjoy the frivolous things that are in life, but not see them as the focus of life, then we can get our attention on the needs that we actually have, the things that give us a deeper purpose, and the things that will last even longer than us in this world. That's the long-term goal. Getting things to a point where they go beyond you, past you, greater than you. That is the magic of life. We have a capacity to share ourselves beyond even greater opportunity than the moment that we had right now. If we let our desires dictate our choices, we'll never get there. So always look for that other way, that other path, that other form that can lead you back to your true needs and your true form of yourself. Mac Joe, you want a card? Cards are free. It's Thursday, so cards are free. You just got to give me consent. Otherwise, I just keep grabbing cards and waxing poetically and eventually turn these all into little live clips to throw up. Oh, well, it'll all end up on YouTube anyway, because at the end of the day, YouTube gets everything for Thursdays because we teach and we tell. We want to make sure that's always accessible to people. So if for any reason ever you can't show up to a Thursday show, but you put in a request, I'll meet it, and then you can go watch it on YouTube. Even better, if you're a subscriber, I'll just shoot it all to you directly. Subscribers get instant access as far as I'm concerned. Killdeer! Hi, Killdeer. You want a card? Can I draw you a card? Before we go chasing the porcupine caribou down the field, let's do a little bit of cards. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday either way. I'll stop making bad hunting jokes. What can I say? I can never line it down the sights properly. Hi, Isabel. Will my financial situation be okay? So, I'm going to throw a little thought for you. With questions like that, be okay. Being okay might be different between what you think and what I think. I know people that used to say be okay means 15K a month. I know some people now that say be okay would be 2K a month. And so with questions like that, we always want to make sure that we're very clear on what we're trying to develop, what we're trying to focus, what we're trying to create with the question, as much as possible. My gut tells you that your situation, though, is a little bit more complex than just, yeah. Oh, the money for it? No. But do you have the ability for it? Yes. And therein lies the trick. Yeah, you're kind of being thrown out in full brilliance. And it's interesting that it's the Ten of Wands that's dictating this, because it's a personal choice for you in some way. It's something that manifests your best expression, your best format, your best nature. And so thrown out might be the wrong term to use here. It might be this person is just going so far off into that disaster, I can't be next to it and have myself exposed to that. I have to position myself in somewhere that I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to be safe. It strikes more of a switch and a transformation for your best interests, your best development, your best well-being. If it is because something in the environment has turned sour and toxic, yeah, go fast. I know it's going to be tough, but the move is important. If it's more that they are elbowing you out, pushing you out, shoving you out, you have to realize that there's a secret gift in all of this. Yes, stability is going to be a little bit out of balance for a short while, but moving into a space that is for you versus a space that is meant to be for somebody else, it allows you then to actually be yourself and do your things and your expressions and your bits. And that same personal expression and personal bits, that same problem is also the solution. at this exact immediate time, for the lifestyle that you want to live, you do not have the access or the income, the pipeline that is working that way. And yeah, so it's a fall down of the estate. I've been there. I had a whole household once, just people coming and going for the better part of a few years. When I was renting to friends, it was bad because it was easy for them to take advantage. When I got people that I didn't know, it was much easier to charge them something that actually didn't make it harder on me. My friend got a master bedroom for $350. The stranger got the master bedroom for $700. And it was just the fact that it was a different person, someone that didn't matter to me in the same way. They got different treatment. I'll be honest with it. And when you're running the household, you got to run it as a business. You got to run it for your best interests. If you can find other people and get that best interest for you, if the lease is in your name, if the bills are in your name, if you have taken the financial risk and responsibility, it makes sense as the administrator that maybe the agreements don't have to be quite 50-50. It's nice when you have people that are reliable and dependable for that, but those kind of people are few and far between. And those kind of commitments should be a signed lease of 5 years with penalty for breach. If you are wanting to maintain this place and be the in-house caretaker, landlord, provider, and I'm not saying they should pay the entirety of your rent, but you should not be doing all the extra work and risk for free. You taking added risk on yourself should not be for free. It's risk, and you have to make sure that you're appropriately compensated for said risk. If not maintaining this place and finding the people so that you get what is your just due diligence, then a space that is perfectly sized for just you, just your energy, just your form, it's going to be a little bit less of a lifestyle than what you are currently accustomed to. And just adjusting to that, just getting okay with that, just being willing to be in that smaller space and being in that smaller flow. I miss having a garage like you could not understand, but I don't need a garage, technically. I don't need that much space. I'm not doing the same amount of work or development or machining. I don't need a garage. I miss it. I appreciate it. My lifestyle craves it. But it's not a necessity. And some of that will be what you kind of have to ham out, parse through, and decide what's going to be the final balance. Does that give you a sense of what you need to do? Because to answer the original question, will your situation be okay? Not without great effort. Not without doing a lot of work, a lot of connecting, a lot of pushing, a lot of making things happen. But you do have the potential for it, either both within the same environment or moving to a new environment. That choice is still yours. The choice of whether you step up to the challenge isn't really much of a choice, though. If you don't step up to the challenge, it's just all going to be a disaster anyway. Make this an opportunity to rise to your fullest form. It's 10 energy, so it's meant to be a translation into new form anyway. And as long as you play that, I think you'll do just fine. It'll come through properly in the long run. No worries at all, Isabel. Really happy to have you come in. Shoot me a follow. Hang out anytime you want. And we do this every Thursday. I'm always happy to have more. Natalie, would you by chance be interested in a card? It is open deck right now. By all means, I can draw you a card. I just want your consent. So I know I'm not invading on your personal bubble or taking over your personal space. Thanks for the follow, Isabel. I do kind of miss having all the rooms and having all the order and the structure, but I was too nice. Don't be nice. When it comes to business, you can't be too nice. You can have compassion in your business, but you can't be too nice. Dream Girl, would you by chance be interested in a card? Cards are free today because it's Thursday, and I just need consent if you are indeed interested. That's my plan every time. We always want to make sure everybody comes away with something, so hit me up anytime. Satara, will he come back soon? Let's take a look-see. Define soon, though. This century? This decade? Next decade? And why do we wait for this one? Why do we wait? Why do we seek this one? Why do we want this one? That's always kind of, I think, a big hang up on things. The Seven of Wands gives me mostly an indication that it always strikes me as a lady waiting. And with the snake on hand, it's waiting for communication, waiting for healing, waiting for understanding, waiting for something that's going to allow advancement and growth. But, hi Lisa, stick around. Stick around, Lisa, I'll get to you next. We're just doing Dream Girls right now. Answering right now, Dream Girl, sometimes mine hiccups too. It shows you in waiting though. And so the key question is soon. No, not soon. Not by what I think anyone would call an adequate time of soon. Not this season. Not this moon cycle. Maybe later this year. Maybe next year. But when they do come back, are they the same person? Are they the same energy? Are they the same form? Are they still able to share with you in the same way, in the same dynamic that you're supposed to be? The snake on the wrist always strikes me as a reminder. You might want to maintain healing and protection, not allowing yourself to be at the beck and call of somebody else. Is this desire for his return a genuine expression from you, or is it what somebody else wants of you? They want your attention, they want your affection, they want your focus, and so they do things that build up the energy of it, and then they ghost out. They go distant, they go cold. Chase me, come find me, come seek me. It becomes a little bit of a mental game. And that's my concern. This feels more like a battle of wills than a working of the heart or a working of the soul. Make sure that the whole intention behind this isn't possessiveness. Make sure the whole flow with this individual doesn't root in desire, but roots in a genuine well-being or goodness for each other. If they're running away so they can go and have their cake and eat it too, so that they can go and enjoy things without hurting you or you seeing it or being privy to it, that worries me. Make sure that you're waiting for somebody that is coming for you and not just what they can take from you or get from you. Protective cats. Protective cats will claw out the eyes of bad men. The bull is in front of you, but behind the cats. It's your bowl of love and connection to access. Healing. Healing and protection with the snake. It's needed. It's craved. Make sure that right flow, make sure that right connection is being properly enhanced and properly worked with. Best of luck. I don't know if he comes back. I don't know if he's coming back in a way that's proper. So make sure it's not coming back just to hurt you. Lisa, will Corey ever want me back? You're up next. No worries. Much love, much care. Just remember, you're awesome. People keep coming back around. People come do that back and forth thing because they want something from you. Make sure that you know what it is that they're trying to take, and you decide if they get it. Nobody can take from you unless you surrender it. Just don't surrender it is my first, strongest statement for you, Dream Girl. Shoot me a follow. Hit me up anytime if you need anything else. Lisa, asking about Corey. Okay, what the frack am I supposed to say about this? What is this? Oh, the crone. The crone. I love the crone. Don't get me wrong. I love the crone. Crone is one of my favorite energies. The full empowerment of the feminine. Basically getting to that point that you're just not going to deal with anybody's stupid bullshit anymore. And it's like, no, I say it. It's me. It's my way. And so, like, my initial worry, Lisa, is that we're kind of touching a little bit on what the last reading was, but even the bottom card, like, I'm getting duality on that one as well too. You want Corey back, right? Is that sort of the gut instinct that I'm taking? Heaven and Earth as another confirmer card. Like, okay. Because it feels intrinsic. He moves, you follow, or vice versa. I'm not 100% sure how that's supposed to play, but like it just... I feel like either one direction or the other. It's another one of those cat and mouse dynamics, another one of those chase things. Whereas with the previous, it felt more like it was, you're my plaything. I'm coming back because the other playthings got angry with me, so you're my safe bet. This feels different. This feels like he moves, you follow. You see all the best potential, all the best possibility, all the best that should be in there, and he doesn't. From his perspective, a lot of what you say does not fit him. He's never going to be that person. He's never going to be that much better. He's never going to improve. There's an obstinance. You speak life towards, and he speaks rejection. Is that getting into the right vein? Am I on the right pattern here with you two? Because the chase dynamic with this one suffers because one can't see the value of the other. And I'm pretty sure that's him not seeing the value in you. Like I said, first out of the gate, I love the crone. I love the crone. The crone is such a powerhouse badass. She will kick your ass and then pick you up, spoon feed you back to health, explain to you how she kicked your ass, and then she'll do it again. And if you don't learn it by the second time, and she has to do it a third or a fourth, at some point she just throws you to the heap because it's not worth her to keep wasting her time on that energy. You are doing your best and damnedest to make this guy a better man, and he is just too freaking stupid to see the truth of it. Problem is, he doesn't perceive you as a source of life. He perceives you as the annoying one, the frustration, the thorn, the hag. And that's where I think he doesn't deserve you. Because you guys have potential to be an excellent symbiosis, but he just doesn't want to get past his own ego and see you as the superior force in the world. There may be a bit of midlife crisis or panic about his own lot in life. He might be chasing the wrong things, because to him, those are the things that are important. And let's be fair, Instagram is really fucking up a lot of relationships in the modern era. Because it's just way too easy to get the superficial, quick and easy, instant gratification crap. It's just way too easy. It becomes a barrier for all potential relationships because if the man's not healthy enough to realize that the focus should be on the partner, not on the Instagram accounts, it never goes into good harmony. It never goes into good flow. You want this to work well, it has to find the heaven-earth balance. But he can't keep being heaven. You have to become heaven, and he, as the earth, must learn to follow you, your lead and your approach. If he can develop that, things get better. If he can't develop that, he's not really a credit to the male side of the species. Will he want you back? Not without attracting that attention. How do you attract that attention? Screw you, Dio duality card. You might not be able to. You might not be able to, but I would not compromise yourself in an effort to try and make it work. Do not give up what you believe is your best self to make him happy. Long story short. I'm sorry, Lisa. Just some guys are really, really stupid. I have been that guy at least a few times in my lifetime, so I totally get it. Some guys are really, really stupid. You can put the obvious truth right in front of them, and they're going to look right past it. Because in their perspective, it's not truth. I didn't come up with it, so it can't be truth. And therein lies the problem. And women that he can overcome easily. You're a challenge. At some point, the fact that you're a challenge will probably draw him back in, but that doesn't mean it's coming back for healthy reasons. It means he's coming back for an ego battle. And I hate that. I hate that nature of men to just kind of wander through dirty like that. Good luck. Kick butt. Don't, like, men are dumb. Throw gigantic rocks at them. Just, the men suck. Hi, Lynn. Welcome to the show. Would you by chance want a card? It is open doc right now, so if you say you want a card, I will absolutely draw you one. Tarot Daddy 888. I thought that was 868 for a minute there. I was gonna be like WTF Mike, but you know, good to meet you, Tarot Daddy. Does that work? Just out of curiosity? Just for my own amusement. Terrell! Hi Terrell. Come on up if you wanna just throw me consent if you want a card. All I need is permission or a question like Lynn just did. That works too. Will I have the job? I'm inclined to say yes. I'm inclined to go with yes. Healing card from the Major Arcana centers around restoration, recovery, improvement, and with an energy like that, like an idea of something of a job coming into your being, yeah, absolutely. With assets comes the ability to grow and improve, and so as a simple answer, absolutely yes. Part of this though is also recognizing that A, you deserve the job, B, you have a right to the job, C, you will be comfortable in the job. Whatever doubts, pains, skepticisms, or things that have hurt you in the past, make sure you're pushing them out before you walk in on that first day. You deserve to be there, and you got to remember that you deserve to be there. Super easy question on that one. So open docket if anybody wants to hop in. Card requests, I just need your consent. If you give me consent, I'll draw for you because consent is important to me. Until then, I'm going to chat a little bit more about this healing energy because the healing dynamic, healing's neat. Healing is more than just coming to terms with or recovering from something. Healing becomes that very nature of assimilating the experience of the wound and the pain and becoming fuller for it. If you're still held back by an event or an experience, you haven't actually healed it. And a lot of people will know, I survived, I'm okay, I'm good. You just picked yourself up. You haven't actually processed it, you haven't actually healed it. Understanding that there is a depth that you need to go to with each experience, each moment, so that you can incorporate understanding, knowledge, and wisdom into the experience. It's a little bit of a pain for a lot of people because it requires brain work. It requires devotion to themselves and to the moment. It requires a lot of pressure. And you got to allow yourself to go through pressure if you want to come out like a diamond on the other side. Allow yourself to go through healing pressure. Allow yourself to go through healing change. Allow yourself to become new through those experiences. Hi, Cassandra. Cassandra, by chance, do you want a card? All you got to do is throw me consent and I draw you a card. Look and see what else we got floating through. It is now 3:30. Let's go another half hour. I can probably roll another half hour. 86, only 14 more diamonds to nail out my current challenge as well. So almost there on that. I gotta say though, like we're actually getting through a good chunk of cards. I do love it when we can have a more busy event on here. Because that's a good chunk of the deck. That's a good chunk. One day I'll get you guys all dragging in the whole crowds and we'll do the 120 over 2 hours again. Cannot wait for that day. I know it's possible. I've done it. I know the attention spans are out there. You guys have shown up for it. And so we're gonna make it happen again. Hi Lacey. Lacey, want a card? Cards are free today. Cards are free every Thursday. You just gotta give me consent. I think Lacey ran away already. Oops. Lacey's one of those funny names. I always wonder when I'm going to finally run into the Lacey's that I knew up in Whitehorse. I've met almost no Lacey's anywhere else, but 3 of them in Whitehorse. I always wondered if they ever show up and wonder. However, a pause may just mean that I have to hydrate. Okay, Bob. I'm hydrating, Bob. I'll take more clients now. Throw me what you got. Hi, Spuds. Spuds want a card? Just got to give me consent. Cards are free today. Absolutely free as long as you give me consent. Okay, the phrasing on that sounded a little bit wrong. Like if you don't give me consent, I'm going to force you to pay me for it? No, that doesn't work that way, but I can pretend. Thanks, Buds. Let's see what we got for Spuds today. Spuds. Spuds, we're coming up with the Ace of Air. The one of air, the singular of air. I like that dragon. I love that this deck uses dragons for all of their ace things, and ace is usually seen like the egg, the cosmic starting point, the beginning of a thought process, or the beginning of a function. And air energy is specifically about that, thought processes, ideas, the formulation of a new philosophy or a new mantra or a new science or inquiry or study. I'm taking up a new course in school. I'm taking up a new class that's being offered by the rec center down the road. I don't know how to swim. I'm going to go learn how to swim. All of these are structures of that first singular thought, the Ace of Swords or Ace of Air. Specifically on your vibe though, I get this beautiful dynamic and this beautiful formation that it's not even just a new skill to add to your collection, but it's perspective changing. It's self-awareness changing. We hit these biological points sometimes, things like puberty, things like Saturn return, things like old age. They impact us and cause our perspective of reality to shift and change. And so in a small way, I feel it's something like that, but not just age related. It's almost like inheriting or collecting or receiving the thing that helps you to understand better. It's like working in construction, general laborer, and then you pick up a nail gun one day and you just realize that it feels right. And now you're doing most of the drywall and setting up the walls and everything else. It's that evolution forward and advancement within what has already been fostered, already been developed, and already been prepared for that next step. The things that'll screw you up, rejecting new ideas, closed-mindedness. You got to stay open, hearing, listening, discerning. And then it triggers the idea of curiosity, the questions. I think this means that, and that means this, right? And when you get the confirmation, when you realize that you're actually not just getting it, but comprehending it to the point of teaching it back, it starts you on the fullest quest, the fullest journey into full understanding and comprehension. It's all within the mind, mentalism, something that helps to enhance your thought process, enhance your flow, educates you to be better understanding of the bigger system. It'll be fun. And spring being right around the corner, there's a good lot of things that it could be. There's a lot going off in the environmental studies, in the natural works. Maybe it's time to go tree planting for the year or berry picking for the year. Learning how to really be on land, inform that way. Lots of opportunities. Maybe it's putting some spuds in a garden in your backyard and just having fun growing potatoes. But the idea is new, brand new to you, and it's going to grow into something really powerful and something really big. Good luck, spuds. Oh, I say TikTok coins and I get a person in that says free TikTok coins. Is the audio recording that fast? That's impressive. Hi, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, would you by chance want a tarot card? Free tarot cards. Just need your consent for it. No worries, spuds. Have fun. Honestly, the dragon cards are my favorite in this because you can take that egg, you can do anything that you want with it. You want some scrambled eggs? You can scramble up some eggs. You want to sit on it and hatch it, make it into something else? Now's the time. It's the power's yours. In your hands and ready to go. Hi, Jennifer Green. By chance, would you want a card? Thanks for the follow. Really, really appreciate the follow. Oh, right. Hydrate. Apparently that hydration thing did actually work. So, okay, Bob, I get it. When there's a lull, drink water. Thank you, Bob. Cards are free on Thursdays, by the way. My big thing with that is just making sure people have the access point. If they want something general, that's fine, but there's specific questions, spiritual challenges, things that are really giving you a bit of a bad rub. Hit me up and let me know. We're here to support you, help you get through those experiences and onto better places, better states for your best being. It's all about helping out you and getting you where you need to be. My little Cancer stone, yep. I've got the whole bit set up here as a small little beach area. Hello, Sparkling Moss. Free cards going on today. You got it, Tabitha. Card for Tabitha. Tabitha. Thanks, Lynn. I have fun with it. I really enjoy teaching, so I end up doing a lot of just talking about the cards and their structures on my regular lives. But like my Thursday show has always been the most fun because this is when I get to connect with the most new people. This is when I get to actually see the people and the flows that are going on out there. And so, you know, this is my honey. This is what I really dig for. Tabitha coming up with the King of Fire. Strong presence, powerful presence. Sometimes when we're dealing with like the masculine and the feminine forms, some people get in the idea that if it's a masculine card that comes up, it has to mean a man and vice versa. And I'd like to really remind people that we ourselves as individuals have both energies available to us. Because the idea of masculine and feminine is more just about the push and pull of our energy. Or in a different way, a pulse. A pulse wave travels out from a source and delivers its energy through everything that it impacts. That's a masculine form. A field, a sphere, a body, a shape, a form, a field of energy is the feminine form, and it decides what comes in and comes out. It chooses its boundaries, it chooses its layers. This here, I don't feel like I'm supposed to direct you, Tabitha, to somebody else. I don't feel like this is talking about some guy that you're supposed to go find and meet. I feel like this is more about you and your expression of your truth, your understanding, and your balance. It's about you taking control, being the authority, being in charge, being the activist, being the leader, being the way cutter. There's a lot of ideas and a lot of things that you're holding on to that you know would do well if introduced into the world in a bright way, in a powerful way. And the longer that you wait to actually deliver these energies and deliver this force and deliver this energy to others, the less of it is going to actually be there and available when it finally does happen. If you don't act now, the fire starts to smolder, it starts to whittle down, and eventually the fuel will be exhausted out. So while you're passionate about whatever it is that is moving you right now, I really do feel activism on one part, but it could also relate more towards just not global activism, but localized activism. Something for a sibling or a friend or a community, a neighborhood within a large city demanding 30-kilometer-an-hour speed limit, where the rest of the city is all 60 kilometers an hour. Things like that. Oh, right, y'all are mostly American. Wanting your community to have a 15 mile per hour speed limit instead of a regular 50 that you would see around the city, for example. Somewhere where you exercise the truth and push it into others as the pulse wave that creates the change. You get to be the force applied against somebody else's will. And, well, not everybody enjoys a good old battle of the wills. I'm okay with it every now and again. If you're not okay with it, if this isn't something that you've normally done, then that's the reason why it's you now. Because it's your truth to speak. Living by example, but also pointing to people and saying, this ain't the right way. A radiant example would be the Knight of Wands. This is now telling people straight up, delivering the truth to their face. And that's what it's got to be a direction to. I love converting people to spirituality by living the example of spirituality. But when it comes to living morality, especially things like consent, I will force a person to respect others' consent. I had an issue. A friend has ended up in jail. I don't know if I should be calling him a friend, but I had an issue. He didn't understand what consent was, violated. And the pressure went on to make sure that that lesson was learned. That would be an example of one of my King of Wands moments. On one part, could have potentially destroyed a person's life. On the other part, he had, through his actions, destroyed 3 other people's lives. So I don't feel a lot of guilt about it. I just hope that all parties involved can find at some point a healing that's not going to involve hiding the shame, hiding the pain, hiding what's been done. The truth has to come out. And that's what this guy's all about. Delivering that truth in that brightest way, brightest form, brightest passion. That's, it's hard for some people because it means coming out of your shell. And I think that's what the universe is trying to get you into, exiting your shell and being your actual truth. Good luck. Be the honest truth of what you know is morally right, appropriate, and good value to the world. And wow, so didn't kick off all the Americans, so I know it was just you. Neener. I'm glad it makes sense, Tabitha. If you want more depth with that, like, hit me up any point, because I'm always happy to kind of do a little bit of a follow-up. I know sometimes it gets a little bit hazy. Just shoot me a follow and reach out anytime. We always make sure that people have that flow, because we don't just want you adrift after. That's rude. Spiritualism, where you come, get a word, and they get sent away to never come back, that's just rude. So you are always free to reach out, connect, and let me know if you have any other insights or questions, because we want to make sure that you get the full coverage. I do also do like a single card's great. When you can get a series of cards, though, that's when you start getting more of a storytelling situation with tarot. And so I do 2 private bookings as well. Usually about an hour, usually about $100. And we can get into all kinds of different subjects matter as well too. Like I do astrology, I do Norse rune casting. I used to tell palm, tea leaf, crystal ball. I've done it all when it comes to divination. And so when we're working into understanding the mystery of the universe around you, there's lots of options and lots of ways we can kind of dig at it. Cards are great snapshots. They're great images for the moment. And I would love it if by tomorrow, every person graduates from that energy and moves into a new energy. That would be the best level of progression. Because then it's 24 hours to integrate the lesson, live the new experience, and then be comfortable in that new experience of self. That level of change and improvement is hard to maintain, but it's what we kind of need as a species right now. We all really, really, really need a sense of improvement day after day after day. And so any way that we can help you to find that and get a plan on that, that's what we're here for. Ketri, would you by chance be interested in a card? It's free cards today for Thursday, as long as I get consent that I can draw you a card. And free TikTok coins, you are still around. Go you. Go you. Should we kick them? I don't know what to do. They're not being like bad, they're just being pestery? What do we say about this? The various cultures that wander around in the various interwebs. At least it's not as bad as the girl singing, "Pick up the phone." But I think that was a Canadian commercial, so I might, be not only just dating myself, but regionalizing myself at this moment. Oops. Free YNW Mel. Hi Mel. Do you want a card? I got free cards going on right now. Just need your consent to draw for you, and draw away I will. And if I can't drag this out all the way to 4 o'clock, I'm not going to cry. Gives me a chance to go see what's going on for dinners and other bits. But we want to make sure that there's nobody getting missed out. So let's go at least another 5 to 8 minutes. Gives me a chance to kind of poke my nose through some of these menus and systems as well. So, what's new and exciting? Let's talk about the new moon. It's new moon in Pisces today. Yippee-ki-yay, as far as I'm concerned. New moons are just as bad to me as full moons. As far as intensity, chaos, the mischievousness that seems to kind of follow along with them no matter what. And it's very much in how you handle the energy in the shift. Fourth quarter, leading up to the new moon, is all about sort of clearing space, getting things set up, being ready for what comes next. Lainey, by chance, do you want a card? Cards are free today. Just got to give me consent. Free cards on this Pisces new moon day. And transitioning into the first quarter, now we're talking about activation. Activation of goals, dreams, process. We're going to spend the next 28 days developing a skill, a habit, a routine. And if we keep devoted to it on a day-to-day basis, if we contribute ourselves through every step of the full moon to seeing this happen, great things come through. Hi, Scent. Let's get you a card. So it becomes, to me, very important to acknowledge the new moon energy, because without that starting point, there is no true achievement or accomplishment. There is no arrival. Arrival's usually my go-to when this card comes up, Scent. It's 10 of air, full supreme manifestation of this beautiful, beautiful sense of understanding. And I love the way the artist did it. You have this heaven-like scape. The clouds, the gate with the eye up top, the very angel that representing you walking into this new understanding, this new potential. And when we look at that truth, we can't see nothing. There's a little bit of a star speckle, there's a little bit of darkness, but for the most part, we don't know. The person that is about to embrace it, that is about to understand it, does. But everybody else is oblivious, ignorant, or lost to the truth of what's there. The good to this, for you, it means awareness, full understanding, and manifestation of the higher point of thought. Your truth, your knowledge, your understanding is coming to a full completion. The bad side to it, it makes sense for you. It's hard to make it make sense for others. And so trying to share this experience, trying to share this understanding might be tough. You're in heaven. And not everybody accepts heaven. And so while you can speak of heaven and what you've seen, the people that are dejecting heaven will never be able to relate to that truth. Because of this new knowledge and because of this new other understanding, there's going to be a barrier created between you and some of your people. A transformation that you will grow past and beyond them. Sometimes sucks. Sometimes it's a really good thing though. The ugly of it, and I hate this as a reader. From one card, I don't know what the truth is. I don't know what the direction of it's going to be. I can't even tell you what it might be. I won't even risk prying into you with mediumship to figure that out because that just feels invasive. What I will say is you can't go back to who you were before that truth became accepted. This is that point of no return. If you embrace it, you step forward into this new realm, this new understanding, this new being, and that's it. The old you is gone, and you cannot go back to what it was. Psychonautics is a great example of this. There's a group of people that like to use certain substances to change and alter their state of mind. You do peyote once, you are not going to be the same afterwards. Doesn't matter who you are. You are going to be changed. And that is just the reality of it. In a weird sort of way, start eating meat when you've been a vegan for a long time, same effect. You're not really going to be going back, not the same way. When you allow yourself that transference, it's a beautiful power because it empowers you to not need people, but if they're with you, you love them because they're your community. But you won't diminish yourself to meet somebody else's need. And that's what it's got to be. You don't cheapen yourself, lessen yourself, or reduce yourself. You step into your truth, you step into your full knowledge, and if they want to meet you there, they do the work to catch up. Powerful boundary, powerful barrier, and a key piece to recognizing your authority and your sovereignty. Enjoy it, love it, relish it. And when you do recognize what the cost of it is, make sure that you mourn it appropriately. Say your goodbyes, let them go their way, and just continue on your process into your new truth and your new potential. Kick butt. Like, this is everything about this feels like this is inevitable and wonderful. It's just there's going to be those few odd paces where, like an alcoholic that's given up the sauce, and you just can't get back in there, right? You just can't flow back that way. Hi. Did I do that or did you do that? I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I was just playing with the cards. Maybe I accidentally bumped it. Sorry about that. That's okay. That's okay. I must have bumped it. I'm just about done for the day anyway, so you get the double star hit of being up on the front. That's fine. I kick butt, chew bubblegum, know that you're going on to better things and more wonderful things. And all good comes from here. Better comes from here. So enjoy. And it's I think that's going to be it for the day, folks. One, because my head's starting to hurt. Two, because, well, an hour and 40 minutes later, it's been a good run. Thanks for that. You will make a fantastic contribution to this wonderful event that I get to do. So every Thursday, come on out, hang out with me. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the time. Because this way, we can find each other, we can connect with each other, we can build a community that works together and helps everything just be better. That is the end goal. Community, you're all welcome to join it here at Lopik Magic House. Wherever you go, wherever you are, you be safe, you be smart, you be wise, you be well. Goodbye for now.